and gentlemen, hope you're having an amazing day. Let's go ahead and make sure you can hear me. If you'd please type the number 1 in the comment section, in that chat box, to let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. As we get started here, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only, and nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations, right? And if you like what you see here, make sure you're following along on the various social platforms. Don't just stick with the one, guys. We put stuff out on multiple platforms day in and day out, so make sure you're checking those out. All right, morning, everybody. We're going to get jumping right in here. Let me go ahead and bring up the futures to get us started. All right, so it looks like, with the exception of crude, everything is up, right? Crude being down, not necessarily a bad thing, only 22 cents, but we're up 49, almost 50 points on the ES, which is the S&P. We're up 200 on the Dow and 210 on the NASDAQ. Pretty darn good. Facebook was a huge part of that with the tremendous move it's made this morning. RUT's up about 19 points. Bitcoin's up 1,000 to almost 40,000 again now. Ethereum's at 29.33. It's up 76. Gold's up a little bit, about 7 points. Crude's kind of flat, down 18 cents. So not too bad. So we did not have a training yesterday morning. I was off for the day, so I didn't get a chance to look at the market at all. So let me know the trades that you guys did. Drop them in. I can tell you from last week, from the last one we did extremely well. GE worked out well. Monster Market Movers, or 3M. I know. They want their own name to it. 3M worked out extremely well. So was an SPY pivot to pivot trade. 2 of them, actually. But again, yesterday I got nothing in. So let me know how you guys did yesterday. Drop the trades in. Let me see what you did. Karen, I just saw you like less than 12 hours ago, right? At Monster Market Movers last night. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at today's candidates. Now, keep something in mind. I've got the candidates listed here, alphabetical order, and then you'll see a little space in here, and then there's 3 more candidates at the bottom. CM, CSA, IP, and SO are the 3 symbols. Maybe I went too fast. CM, CSA, IP, and then SO. We're not going to go over them, but there are 3 more that are on my list today. So what I'm going to do is bring up Omega charts. I've got our list already plugged in there, and we're going to rock on from here and see what we wind up with, right? So every candidate has at least earnings on it today, at least earnings. Some have multiple things have come out on it. There you go, Chris. No trades yesterday, busy elsewhere. Understand. Yeah, 5:30 where you are. Wow, Karen, that's early. Alan said, Whipsaw Wednesday, position 1 in the chair, SPX 4181, like kryptonite. Yes, certainly was, Alan. I went over it last night. If you're in Monster Market Movers, you saw it. We spent a lot of time last night going over the SPX, tremendous amount of time. And that 4181 fib level, it was just, when you go and you analyze what's happened at that level looking left, you are going to be blown away on how accurate that level actually is and how strong, powerful it is. So with that, Caterpillar, CAT, right now they are down $4.21, right? So they got a bearish move to it. They already were in a bearish bias, so I'm good. It puts them at 209.75, so we're just above that 208.95, so above that 209. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 216, right, on Caterpillar. DPZ, which just reminds me of Dipsy, but DPZ is Domino's Pizza. Now, we've had them 3 or 4 times on our news list within the last month or 2. And they had earnings come out, and earnings weren't good. They're down almost $18 to $355. Now, they've already been in a tear to the downside, right? It's not like this is a new thing for them. But 355, good. I like where it is. Bear call spread above 366. And my guess is we're going to wind up at 367.5 or something like that. No, we're not. We're going to wind up at $5 increments. So above 366, we're going to be looking at 370, right? I don't know what we're going to get for it. Let's see. 370s, if we go, call it 15, call it $20 against us. 70 to 96. I mean, you're getting over $1 as of yesterday for a spread, So the opportunity is definitely there. Let me fix my option chain. The opportunity is definitely there to have a decent premium when we open up today. So we'll see. But Dipsy, Domino's Pizza are down today. Facebooka. Yes, that's how my little old Italian mother-in-law says it. Facebooka. Right? So they are up 25 points right now. They're at $200. Da-na-na-na. Let's see. Zuckerberg, get some cash back again. But guys, they're right up at 200. They're $200.21. So we're at a very key level right now this morning on what's going on there. The 21 moving average. I wouldn't quite call it confluence, but we're pretty darn close. All right. So the news was good. I'm going to look here at a bull put spread below 190. I'm also going to look for a pivot trade and a long call. Facebook is one on, oh, it's funny. I don't have it on my sheet. I just wrote it in Lily. No. I forgot to put that one in. I don't know why. I just missed it. So let's put that down there. So Facebook is one of the candidates that are on the power option plays list. It's one of the stocks that we trade regularly in there. So I've got a good understanding of how they work. So I would be okay taking a directional trade on this one. All right. Next, we're going to jump over. We're going to we'll go right to Lily. Let's go to LLY, which is Lily. Pictures of, right? Pictures of Lily. Yep. Pictures of Lily. So LLY has earnings came out. 293 is the current price at it right now. So we're above that 290.44 21 moving average, which is okay. We're going to look for Lily as a bull put spread below 283. And let's see what Lily has on it. It's got $2.50 increments. So 283 would be 282.5. Beautiful. I love that we can get that close to it with 250 increments. Okay. Very nice. All right. Next, we want to look at Love, LUV, which is Southwest Air. Also earnings on Southwest. They're up $2 right now to 48. So $48. We are in Thursday, right? Let's see. Let's call it $2 move. 6. Guys, as of yesterday, we would get about $1.20 for the option for selling. I'm sorry. Let me back up a second. So if we're looking at a 20 delta yesterday, we'd be looking at the 44.5. So we'd be at a 59-cent premium for the 20 delta. We'll see a little bit of a drop today because of earnings being out. But if you can look at a 44.5 strike for a naked put for 2 days. So here's what's going on. You're going to get paid, we'll call it 50 cents for this position, and you take on an obligation. You are obligated to buy the stock at 44.5 by tomorrow's business close, and it's trading right now at 47.96. So the probability of that is extremely small. Right? We'll see what the numbers look like when the market opens. But right now, I like what we're looking at there. So we'll look at a naked put with a 20 delta. You could also look at if we're at 48 right now, 48 even. We're going to look at a bull put spread below 45 would be the other potential trade for it. Right? And of course, if you like it, you could take the directional on it with buying a call or a put. MasterCard, the master of disaster. We've got them on our list as well as a power option plays trade that we do regularly. So they had a nice pop before the announcement. Their earnings brought them up to about 370 right now. So they're bumping their head on that 370.76. So what I'm looking for here for MasterCard is this. I could do a bull put spread below 355. I could look at a long call. We're only up $8. So we could also look at a pivot trade. Right? Again, stocks that you know, like, and love and use, right? And that for most, it's positions too, right? It's product, right? I know, like, and use MasterCard. Well, I may not like them. They charge me fees if I don't pay them, right? Crazy people think they want their money back. But we trade them regularly in power option plays. Right? Next is Mickey D's, McDonald's. It's funny. It looks like I chose a good day to take off yesterday. Chris had said no trades. Erica said no trades. Evelyn said no trades. So it looks like it really was a good day to be off yesterday. Miguel did say, Miguel, great job. 20% on SPY. Great job, Miguel. And Sean had 8% on Home Depot, 35 cents on the SPX. Sean, you're really liking that SPX now, aren't you? Brandon does a great job with it, guys. He really does. All right, so Mickey D's, MCD. All right, we've only got 3 candidates left after this, so go ahead and drop in the trades that you want me to look at, the candidates you want me to analyze for you today. So on McDonald's, we're up 444, 251.5. So again, man, we're right up against that 251.35 level. We're right flipping there. So we're going to look at a bull put spread below, let's see, 886, so 9, 4.5, 9, right? 43, 50, so we need to fit it in there. All right. So we don't need to fit it in there. So we're going to look at a bull put spread below 243. And you got Merck, MRK. And by the way, when we looked at Lilly before, I forgot to mention, not only did they have earnings on Lilly today, they also got a phase 3 trial that they're coming out with data on right now on some weight loss drug that they've come up with. Apparently, it is absolutely amazing on the percentage of weight that people are losing. Huge numbers. And from what they claim, very little side effects, only some gastro stuff that people were dealing with. But that's part of why they've risen as high as they did today. Right? And now we have Merck, MRK. They asked for their vaccines to be approved for 6 and over, I think it was, for 6 and under. Yeah, for the younger kids. So MRK, they are up right now $1. So not a whole lot, 85.5. It's kind of in the middle there, right? I'm not really excited about it. We're gonna wait on Merck, or next, or whatever word you want to use. All right. Then let's go look at Overstock.com. Let's see. Also, earnings coming out. So earnings were out. They were up higher in the pre-market than they are now. So right now, Overstock is up 8 cents. They were up here to 32.5, and right now they're at 30.5. So they were up $2 higher at one point. So really not much happening there. We're going to wait on Overstock. The next one, our last one, is Teladoc. Earnings. I want to go back and just take a look at this picture so you can see what's happened from October of 21. If we go further back, we see January of 21. We're a $300 stock. Now we're a $56 stock. If we go back further, yep, that's about it. That's the highest we had there, which was December of 2020. All right, I'm going to bring it back in for us right here. And you can see where we've gone down from November at 157 down to 57, let's call it, $100 drop. All right, so what happened to Teladoc? Well, Teladoc right now, are you guys ready for this? They're down $25 on their earnings. COVID companies, gone. Woo! Done. No longer needed. We don't need to do televisits any longer. We could show up at the doctor's office and get a good visit and with our doctor instead of another person that works in the office. You know, if you try to do that rush stuff with my doctor, they put you with a PA or an NP. You don't get to see your doctor, right? So they're not, my doctor's not doing any of the televisits. The PAs and the NPs are. Not that they're not qualified, but there's a reason there's a doctor and then other positions that are not as qualified as doctors, right? I guess I just like the most qualified. When I pick a doctor, I look for experience. That's important to me. I go back and look how long they've been doing it. I don't want them too old. I don't want a 90-year-old guy that, may not be all the faculties there, meaning he just may be a little bit slower on figuring something out. And I don't want someone that's been doing it for a year and a half, right? Just at a residency in some hospital, right? So I look for that 50-ish year old person that's got 15, 20 years experience, sticking up with the most recent stuff that goes on and so forth, right? So teledoc, you just don't know who you're getting sometimes as well. But COVID over, behind us to some extent, these companies like this suffering from it. So earnings coming out, they're down $24.73 to $31. Guys, I can't even fathom what trade I would want to take on this. As far as credit spreads go, there's nothing for me to do. It's just not there. Do I really want to go after a $24 drop, $25 drop? Do I really want to try to get a credit on this on a bearish trade and fear a small pop on this and I'm underwater? No. So I shared it purposely, put it as one of our candidates today, purposely to tell you, when you see this type of move happening, it's probably best to go back to position one in the chair and do nothing and just chill, take it easy on that one, go find a different company. So we're going to put next, all in capital letters on my sheet there. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and see what we're doing here, what we got questions from you guys and gals. So Debbie's asking for Coca-Cola. Let me shift this over and get all symbols. Let's clear that out. Let me go and type in KO up here. And see, they're down 42 cents right now, Debbie, to 65.14. Oh, I haven't changed it. Okay. Like, wait, that doesn't look right. That's better. All right. So down to 65. Well, we'll call it $65, right? 65.29, 65.14. So we're just below our moving, our moving average. Debbie, if you can get the climb back above the 8, you got room up to 67. I wouldn't trade this one with anything to the downside at all. If you're looking at a spread down below the 64 3/4 level. So I hope that helps. Let me know down in the comments below. There you go. Say, hey, good trading to you too. Yep. Perfect. Frankie, Square. Let's take a look at that one. So Square closes at 99.93. The current is 102.85. Confluence of the EMAs. Look at that, guys. Look at the plan. Right. Let me type in Square here. Right. So right now, 102.10. It's up $2.17. Right. And what Frankie was saying is confluence of the moving average. Let's see. So close 99.83, 102.85. All right. So we've got the 8 moving average at 108.36. You got 112.79. A little bit far away. It's close. It's within that 25%, I believe. Might be just over it a little bit. But if you can get the bounce today, you got clear path up to the 8 moving average. That's what I would target. This moves $8.50 a day on average. Right? If it does, where is it? 101.71. So if it does get, so right now it's at that fib level. If we do break, Frankie, that 100-point level, get down to say 99 or so, retest and fail, excuse me, I would be all over this for a bearish entry. If you can get it, I'd be all over it for bearish. Let's see. Alan said Adobe bullish with a retest of the 400. Frankie, I hope that helps. Let me know down below. There you go, Alan. I love it. It's overall bearish pattern, bearish bias. We're already down at that 397.90 as of yesterday's close. Adobe right now is, it's up $7, Alan. So it retested, blew through. So here's the thing, guys. The nice thing about the way Adobe is setting up right now is this. I've got the opportunity on Adobe that if we break, retest, and fail, I've got a bearish entry, right? I also have the opportunity, as it's doing right now, it's moved up and it's at 404, right? This is 400. If it comes back, retests, and bounces, there's my bullish entry. And the really nice thing is I've got a clear and concise path. I've got plenty of room up to that 8 moving average, which is 413. That's 13 points. Adobe moves about 16 points a day. Just cut that number in half. About 16 points a day. So you've got a position where both are possible. Neither one of them are A trades. They're both a B trade. Doesn't mean they're bad. Heck, if I could have got a B in every class in high school, I would have been very happy with that. I was more of the C student. Okay, so Tripp's asking for on Merck. If we go back and look at the entire fib that's in there. So the fib is still good, Tripp. Yeah, we don't have a bigger movement in here. It may be a better picture, but we don't have a bigger movement in there. So we start off on that one, Tripp, on January 4th of 21. The end date of the fib is December 7th of 21. All right, so Sean had said Adobe waiting for the retest and fail of the 400 fib confluence and bearish trade with a target of 385.50. So same scenario. Again, with them up right now, $6. Doesn't mean they're staying there. We need that break, retest, and fail. Sure, Kevin's saying, can we look at Netflix for a long call? You got it, Kevin. Netflix. Woo! All right, where in the world are they today? And I mean pre-market. They're up $2 right now in pre-market. So you were at that 185. Well, actually, we weren't. All right, let's see. So I was going to say we're at the 185.13. We weren't. We closed at 188.54. We're at 191. So you've got room up to 200. You're just a little far away from that 185-ish level. That blue line's a little bit high. There we go. I'm not going to get it now. Yeah. So that blue line's that the movement, the price is a little bit high compared to the 185.13. We're at 191 already. So you're a distance away from there. What I would rely on intraday today would be pivots for them. And again, my pivots don't set up until the market actually opens. But if we look at Netflix, right, we're talking about 187 is one pivot, 187, and the next pivot is 191. It's a $4 move with a pivot, the midpoint at 190, 189. So you've got $2 move on each side, right? So there is some opportunity between that 187, 191. Again, just using that as a variable for the potential today, 191 to 195. See, there's $4 in that fib move potential in there. Okay, so I'd probably look at it off of pivots just because it's so far away, Kevin. All right, so just a little caution there. So Sean is saying, are you looking for it as a day trade? I'm looking for a swing trade, hence my bearish outlook. So Alan had said, I'm looking for a day, swing bearish pullback to the ADMA. All right. Let's see. Robert said, Rob, when you trade options on the daily candidates, are you always using contracts closest to expiration regarding yesterday's Microsoft $5 bull put spread sold at $1.20, bought back at 90 cents? So, Robert, 99% of the time when I am trading news like this, I am looking to trade the weekly options, the front week closest I can get, which means if we're doing this this training tomorrow morning, Friday morning, and I find a candidate tomorrow, I'm going to be trading tomorrow, which is the 29th. I'm going to be trading the 29th expiration. That right there is the key to me. For me, I have very little cash in the position. My risk is minimized by dollar amount and length of time that I'm in the trade. Now, that could be a double-edged sword. If it goes against you, you have no time to make it up. But that's why we look for very specific. We're not trying to get huge premiums on this. If I can get a $1 increment, so a 52, 53 spread, and I can pick up 15, 20 cents, I'll take it all day long. I would rather not do a $5 spread. I certainly will never do a $10 spread. That's not an iron condor on are the rut. So those are out. $5, just I'd rather not. I'd rather $2.50. Okay, I'll deal with a $2.50. $5, I really better like that spread at $5, right? So, but always for me is going to be front week, always. Let's see. Darlo is asking for rigid, RGID. Let's see, who is that? I just guessed RGLD. Sorry, RGLD. Oh, that's what we had. It was already there. Royal Gold. So RGLD. Let's see where they are. They're down $3 today to 127.5. Monthly options only on them. 22 days away. Darlo on that. Let's see. I want to go long. Question mark for a naked put. So we've had this rollover take place. First thing, Darlo, is I need a fib in there, right? Earnings coming up shortly. So caution with that right there. We're in a bearish bias, not true bear, Darlo, but we're in a bearish bias at this point. For me, I don't see naked put, but because I trade off the fibs and moving averages, this is not giving me the setup at this point. I understand gold might be moving up a little bit right now this morning, but for me, just a little caution, especially when you've got earnings. Check them, but the earnings show May 6th, which is a week away from now or so. Yeah, next Friday, week from tomorrow. Let's see. So Sean and Alan are having a conversation there. Alan, if it pulls back to the 8, I was going to hold off until it breaks below the 400. Nice. I like it a lot. Right, Sean, good play there. Good, Frankie. Glad it helped. Andres is asking for Apple. All right, let's see where they are pre-market. They were up the last I checked. 277 to 159.34. So we're still in a bearish bias there, Andres, and it's a true bear. We have all the moving averages in the right order. Stars are aligned. So, and if we're at 159, we're still down below the 618 level, right? So I would need this to get above 161.37. Retest and bounce above the 162.05. You could snap that as a hard line on your chart for me to want to take an intraday bullish entry on this one. If it fails off the 161.37, you got room down to 157. And y'all have seen how the market's moved lately. Whew, goodness gracious, right? We get a bullish move in pre-market and a bearish move in post, and or vice versa, right? And we get shifted around come by the end of the day again. All right. So Paul said, when you say pivot moves, is that standard deviation? So you could consider it standard deviation, Paul, yes, but the pivot points tend to move pivot to pivot. You get breakouts that go further than that, but on average, you go pivot to pivot, which is why we break them in half, and we look to use the midpoints as our first scaling out, if there's enough there. There are times that you're on a pivot point on the SPY, and the distance between the two pivots is only $1.50. That's kind of hard to break that first one up at 75 cents or 50 cents if it's a little bit lower than that, and take a midpoint there. You take the whole trade, right? The whole entry or exit, right? You're welcome, Paul. Darlo, you're welcome. And then Evelyn's asking for SPY. And we're looking for it down to 416. Actually, let me see where are we right now on SPY. We are at 422 right now. So what I'm looking at here, Evelyn, is this. If we break, so if we're at 422 right now, we're above that 421 level. If you can get a bounce, you've got room up to 428.5. I wouldn't push higher than that or have a very tight stop if you are. To me, what I see is the potential if you can get the bounce off the 420 and the move up, the 421 and the move up, there's an entry. I'm not sure what the 416 is. That may be a pivot point. But for me, I've got the room up to 428. And if it does fail, it has to fail below the 421 level, retest and drop. And you're looking at 414 as support. So somewhere about that 415, 16 level. Maybe that's what it is. You're looking at the downside to about 416. Oh, yeah, down to 416. Got it. But just watch where it is right now, because with it being up there at almost $5 for the morning, it's a big move so far. So let me see something. So we're up 48 points. So we really haven't done much since we started. We're up about 48 points still. Still about 200 on the Dow and the NASDAQ. So everything is in sync. Gold actually has dropped along with crude now. So Sean dropped in some links there, guys. Brandon's got a free training coming up. Check that out. But go to tradinglikeaboss.com. There are a ton of resources up there. Key to be free. It's another free training that I'll be doing another week and a half or so. So check those out. Ross is saying Tesla and Amazon is looking good for today for a long position. Have to see how things move in the pre-market to get confirmation. So we'll look at those real quick. Tesla was the first one. Let's see what I'm looking at for numbers right now in pre-market. There's a lot of news around Tesla right now. The memes that are out recently are insane of what people are coming up with. He's using all the money from Tesla that he made in Tesla to buy Twitter. Yes, I use the money I make from my job working in a supermarket or wherever else I make to buy stuff that I want, right? Well, he's doing the same thing. So it's up $20 right now, almost $20 to 901. So we're up in here. You've got the room. As long as you could find a decent level of support in there, you've got the room to 946 on Tesla, right? As for Amazon, let's shift to Amazon. We're up 58, almost 59 points right now on Amazon. I need to redraw a new fib. I don't have a place for it yet. We're waiting for this bearish thrusting pattern to resolve. So we're going to work off previous fibs at this point. But we are right now at 28.22. So we're just barely above that one line, the 100% line on the fibs. So if you can get a move up, a bounce off of 28.1768, retest and a bounce, you've got room up to 29.15 on Amazon, right? Yes, good point, Trip. Amazon and Apple both have earnings scheduled for today, guys. Always check earnings. I don't always catch it, but you always check earnings. Doesn't matter what I say. I can tell you the earnings of today. You check them yourself. Make sure that you do your own due diligence before you enter that trade. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everybody. I will see you at the next one. Bye for now.